All right, this is Mr. Wyrick. I'm here to kind of walk you through these notes today. So if we're looking at this one, when we're dividing by a monomial, even though we have all these exponents, this is a monomial, so we're just trying to reduce the fraction. 6 over 12 is going to reduce to a 1/2. So I'm going to put my fraction line, I'm going to put a 2 on the bottom. I don't have to put a 1 if I end up with anything else, okay? If I eliminate everything else on the top, then I'll put a 1. X squared over x to the 5th. Remember, this is old stuff. It's if we're dividing with exponents, we're going to subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. The larger one was on the bottom, so that's going to be x to the 3rd on the bottom. Same thing here, y to the 5th over y to the 8th. 8 minus 5 is 3, and the larger one was on the bottom, so that's y to the 3rd on the bottom. Z divided by z is 1, so I don't actually have to put anything. Now that I don't have anything left on the top, I'm going to put a 1. So it's not really so much dividing as it is we're going to reduce a fraction. Now on example number 2, this one's slightly more complicated. We have these operands, the operations that are between the different terms up here on the top. So we're going to pretend like each one of these is its own fraction. So 3x over 2xyz means that the only thing that's going to happen is the x's will reduce down to 1. So we're going to have 3 over 2yz. Then I had a plus sign, so I have a plus. 2y over 2xyz. The 2's will reduce down to 1, the y's will reduce down to 1, so that's going to be 1 over xz. And then minus, this 1 over 2xyz is not going to reduce, so it's 1 over 2xyz. The more complicated part is where we're talking about doing something like this with long division. 12 goes into 52, it's not going to go evenly. So this is going to be 4 times, and that'd be 48. This is long division, 49, 52, 152, so we have a 4 here and a 1. That's going to be 3 and 36, which is going to be 5 and 4. Again, we're going to go 4, so this is going to be 48, and that's going to leave us 6. So it's going to be 66, and that'd be 5. Which would leave us 60, we have a 6. We'd extend this with a 0, so we'd have a 0.5 here. That's going to be 60 again, and we're good. So we have 43, 45, 0.5, or 43, 45, and it'd be 6/12 or 1/2 if we have to put something on there. If we're dividing by a polynomial, this is what we're going to do. We have x squared plus 2x minus 30, and we're dividing by x minus 5, like long division. To get x to go into x squared, it's going to be a single x, so that's x squared minus 5x. We're going to flip the signs on this and combine them. X squared minus x squared is nothing. 2x and 5x is going to make 7x. I bring down my minus 30, just like I was bringing down the numbers up over here. So this is going to be plus 7. That's going to be a 7x, and it's minus 35. So I change my signs down here, and I combine top to bottom. 7x minus 7x is nothing, but a negative 30 plus 35 is going to leave me with 5 as what would be a remainder. I'm not going to leave that as a remainder. When we have a remainder up here, we turn it into like a fraction or a decimal. We can't really do decimals here because we're dividing by a binomial here. So since we have this x minus 5, we're going to put that 5 over x minus 5. So my answer is x plus 7 plus 5 over x minus 5. Okay, if there's a remainder, make a fraction. Okay, on this one right here, we'll do this one. We'll stop here on the notes. We've got x squared minus 3x plus 1. If it's x minus 4 to the negative 1, that means we're putting it on the bottom of a fraction, so we're going to divide by that. So we're dividing by x minus 4. It's just a different way to write it. It's going to be x again, so we have x squared minus 4x. I change my signs. So this is x squared minus x squared, which is nothing. A negative 3x plus 4x leaves me x, and then that's plus 1. So this is going to be plus 1. And that's going to leave us with x minus 4. I change my signs. Again, I have a remainder of 5, so that's going to be plus 5 over x minus 4. When you get the assignment for today, work out all of the ones that you possibly can. and we'll come back. We'll finish up these notes tomorrow and go the rest of the way through. You can finish up the assignment.